She once took Joyce to a distant prophet, pretending it was for help. But it was an ambush. A hidden ritual to sever her spiritual path. Portia fainted during the ceremony, but the prophet's mirror shattered mid-ritual. "You have the wrong child," the prophet said, sweating. "Her spirit is protected. Not by your ancestors. By older ones." Joyce never took her back there. Eventually her sisters refused to even sit next to her at meals. They told visitors Portia was mentally ill. At school, Portia was known as the weird girl who never spoke, who sometimes stared blankly as if listening to invisible voices. She wasn't insane. She was spiritually awake, but trapped in a home where she couldn't speak about it without being punished. Her mother refused to pay for school fees. Said it was a waste to educate someone whose destiny was dead. Portia grew up into a beautiful young girl. At 17, Portia came home one night after walking alone from church, the only place she felt peace, to find her clothes burned in the yard. Her room was locked. Her mother said, "You do not belong in this house anymore. Go live with your God." That night, Portia slept in a neighbor's backyard. Cold. Alone. But finally free. Joyce and her daughters tried to crush Portia because they could not control her. But they never understood that her rejection wasn't a weakness, it was a protection. She was born into the wrong family for a reason, to break the cycle. To purify the bloodline. To end the abuse from within. And though she walked away wounded, she walked away chosen. The house was too quiet after Damaris died. It wasn't the peaceful kind of quiet, it was the kind that presses down on your chest, makes the walls feel alive, and makes shadows flicker when there's no wind. Solomon was only 15. He found her on the floor in the kitchen, her eyes wide open, her lips slightly parted, as if she'd been trying to speak one last thing. But there were no marks. No wound. No scream. He knew. They had finally done it. Solomon was born into war. Not of guns or blades, but of spirits, silence, and betrayal. His mother, Damaris, once a bright and hopeful girl, was cast out by her own kin because she could not be turned into what they were, witches of an old, dark order. They hated her for her light, for being born wrong in a family built on fear and manipulation. They tried to mark her as a child, to bind her soul through ancestral contracts, but it failed. Damaris' spiritual gift was protected by an unseen force. And when they couldn't bind